Check it out. I'm live. I'm live. This is Dr. Mia Luth. It is April 15th, 2024, about 8:16 a.m. New York, USA time. Um, I have a good bit of like footage that I really need to go through and start piecing together for documentary purposes. So there were some things that I was doing maybe a year ago repetitively here that I'm not doing now because I have good takes in there and I know that I've looked at it and I didn't see anything that would, in the parts and pieces that I know I'm going to use for the documentary to cut and edit and everything. I looked carefully. There's nothing in those that indicate any kind of paranormal or anomalous, right? Uh, there's a little bit I have that does. That's what I'm saying. In order to have, lend some credibility to it, I understand completely. Likely, if I had 24-hour recording, uh, maybe motion censored or something, cameras in here, I likely would have, caught some pretty compelling evidence by now. But I don't have that, so I understand that there are people, right, who would say, well, you're going to need that. I know. I know for sure that there was some activity, but right, that's what I'm saying is, it's to say skeptic. It's okay to, question. It's okay to put things to some kind of like scientific test. It's okay to ask questions. You understand? It's not exactly doubt. It's just this is essentially how good human scientists work anywhere on the planet. But so that's all I can say. I don't have money. I don't have funding. I don't have the strength for grant writing. I mean, I just don't have the strength for much these days. So, but like I said, anybody's welcome to take a look because fresh eyes of, and anybody sees something that's in anything. I always live record for a lot of reasons. Number one, I know a lot of people who use the internet along the way, get in touch. But if somebody I know, internet denizen, runs across this while I'm live, feel free. If you're 21, mostly, and adults, so that's pretty much just right. Like, catch up with me, say hi. I mean, um, you're allowed to interrupt, right? If you know me, say hi, right? But also, just in case, I could accidentally record some type of activity. Yes, with the that I don't see myself when it happens, or that I might notice, but it isn't. It's like part of a bigger picture. You understand? Right? Like you need a couple extra puzzle pieces in order to get people to kind of understand better. Right? No problem. Okay, if you're an air quote skeptic, I understand. I am not. Yes, trying to put any of you off or make things up because I understand scientific rigor. I get it. But anybody who wants to practice reviewing video, right? Anybody who is interested in anomalous or supernatural or paranormal or, something that's a little less common on Earth, I guess. I say earthbound, everybody. Okay, but the explanation of it with the universe and some of those bright objects in the sky are planets and satellites. What I'm saying is, The odds that we're not alone in the universe, right? 0% chance we're alone in the universe. If you're going to look at it all that way, right? 0% chance that we are alone in the universe, right? That thought can be a little scary for some people. Like, what if they, like coming, right? That can be a little like fun for some people. That can be a little hopeful to some people. Right. You understand? Depending on how it's taken. But for me, there's so much on earth that we don't even agree on or know or yeah, whatever. I'm getting that. Like, I'm not in a big hurry to leave Earth, but I am aware I'm likely going to pass away, and I'm closer to that now than I. And I'm not expecting a freaking miracle. You understand? That's not what I'm going after. And no, I don't need to be cured of being autistic. Thanks. If you can't accept me at the age of 51 for who I am, then we go separate ways. Simple enough. Simple enough. Uh, I get to meet. Uh, I have home help now coming about 8 hours a week because I can't drive and there's some things, right? I mean, even going up and down the stairs, it's like, you know, my adult self just wants to go down those stairs. Like, they're, you know what I'm saying? Like, everything is okay and I'm not sick, but unfortunately, that is not the case, right? And I live in an older building, so the building codes are different. So the stairs are like this. Yeah, the grade of the stairs are like this. Okay, if I can make it up and down those stairs even just once a day, I'm doing pretty good. Okay, no, they're not like steps these days, right? The grade of the steps, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like you gotta like climb half a mountain to take the trash out and do your laundry. You get what I'm saying? Right. So it's not exactly the safest thing for me to be doing, going up and down the stairs multiple times, right? And my health is people, right, right. My health is tanking quick, people, quick. Yeah, hi, Social Security Administration. I am dying. I have all the proof of that from medical doctors. Okay, I don't earn extra money. I'm not trying to hide anything from anybody. I am actively looking for a trauma therapist. I'm also got to go back to the, gastroenterologist. Then I got to go back to the orthopedist, and then I got to go do labs, and then I got to go do more MRIs and more scans because my whatever it is, body is giving out. My body's giving out. So just fucking deal with it. People, what? Well, how'd you help me? Yeah, you didn't. Don't anybody be all walking around taking credit thinking you're a good human being when you let me starve right in front of your fucking face. I didn't have enough food to eat. I get it. You're all more important than I am. I got to be honest. Right? If human society doesn't take a good look at themselves, all told, and try and make at least one positive change, I die. I don't want to come back to this fucking planet. I don't want to come back to you people. Maybe I don't have to. Yeah, I'm the type of person. I'm like a natural born goalie kind of person. It took a little while for me to get there. Right, I played other positions, but once I got there, I'm like standing there, like hell yeah. It's like center fullback is if I can use my hands. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, ah, here we go. Right. Like, I just knew this is my position. And I'm grateful that I learned it when I was young enough that I could still be an athlete, do some of it, and still right. But injuries, stuff like that, it happens. There are people who, you know, this close to greatness, injury, bad timing. Who knows, right? A crappy family member like swiped all the family money because they owe gambling debts. These things actually happen in real life to people. Those are innocent people. All right. Well, anyway, what I'm getting at is that there are a few of us who've been goalies in our life, athletically speaking, paid or unpaid, and we want other goalies, net miners, crease keepers, goalers, tendies, those who defend the line. Some don't even have nets; they just got two rocks. I know. I played a little bit with just the two rocks. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Anyway, just know, even if you aren't personally and physically speaking to other goalies, there are goalies like me of various sports who are goalie aware. We're goalie mindset aware. We're goalie feelings aware. We're goalie this could go wrong aware. So no matter what sport, there are some things that all goalies and crease keepers do have in common. Some of it's mindset. Some of it's yeah. I mean, you do have to change it for your sport. I mean, right, but just know if you are getting a net out there, even if it's wreck, it doesn't matter. Just know that there are adults who may not be athletically doing it nowadays for various reasons. I mean, a lot of times it is injury, right? Or family, like you got sick family members, you got to choose family over something else, whatever, or school, whatever. But the point is that you just need to know that you have friends on earth who are more likely to understand, even if we don't ever meet each other in person. But in a way, because of technology, you can at least know who I am. You can at least see what I look like or hear how I sound or right. And there are others who do that online too. Some of them played professionally, some were Olympians, some just love sports and all things goalie. It's just what I'm saying. Just know that it is almost 0% chance that you're going to struggle through something that some other goalie hasn't already. Whether it's personal life or goalie life, or on the field, in the nets, in front of it, yeah, geared up. Yeah, in ice hockey, you gear up as a goalie, right? Because of all your gear, right? But in others, you don't. But you do. Yeah, I mean, they all have once you get to a certain, like competitive level, by that time, pretty much all goalies, whether they realize it or not, have some kind of like pre-game preparation or mindset, right? Whether you realize it or not, or something you do after the game to release, let go. I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say? That right. So I'm just a regular human being, and I don't physically right, get nets these days, but I have. And I am one of those kind of people that, in the world of sports anyway, anytime I'm watching, rooting for a team, got something, whatever, or if I'm, anytime that I was playing net, getting nets, if something really bad happens to the opposing goalie, injury, yeah, like something, right, like I don't give a crap about anything else in the world for a hot second. And I don't give a crap we're playing a game. And I don't give a crap win or lose. And I don't see the game anymore for a hot second. I always, anytime I'm aware when a goalie's got hard times, struggles, whatever, discouragement, troubles, sick family, they're sick, whatever. Like anytime I hear goalie troubles, I I just automatically, without, there's not a conscious effort. It's just automatically, subconsciously, I start power praying for that goalie. Right. Even if it's an opposing goalie or an opposing team. Right. So that is the one differentiation I have when it comes to sports. Right. If I become aware, like goalie down, or right, goalie's unconscious, or goalie's got cancer, or right, like goalie's in a terrible car accident or something, whatever. Yeah, like all goalies, every sport, we all do have something in common. Number one, we're always in the minority. Okay, get used to it. It's not a bad thing. It's just information. But just know that, like, there are plenty of human individuals who have played enough in the net and know enough about it, and who are regular decent people. Right. And so if some kind of goalie contacted me for, I call it Twitter X, but it's the X verse now, whatever. Um, yes, Twitter X and YouTube are my two forms of communicating publicly other than in person right now. Right. But I do have a blog, and it's got information, um, typing, and I was trying to do the text to speech, that kept, right. Yeah, that gave me all kinds of difficulties. So I decided to, at least for now, I can still speak, and I can still type, more slowly. I can still do some things just more slowly. So for now, I'm not in a race. Okay. But other people might be. Just know that there are other goalies who may not be doing it rec style, or any more physically, right, but we still get it. And so I'm just letting goalies know, like, if you have the internet and you're really just like, you don't know exactly who to talk to or whatever, I mean, you can always talk to God. I'm not gonna dissuade you from, right, that, of course. See what I'm getting at? But you'll always have a good sounding board or listening ear from me. If you just feel like you're alone, or you feel like your family doesn't get it, or you feel like your team doesn't get it, or you feel like your coach doesn't get it, or you feel like maybe you don't get it. That can happen too, right? Right. Okay, I'm a friendly. And so if there's any goalies out there and you have a situation in which you would like prayer for a goalie, please, like, put me on your, follow me or put me on your dissemination list or your prayer tree or whatever you got going on. Right. And I don't mind talking to goalies. In a way, they may be strangers, I don't know, but in a way, they're not. Okay? Like, there's always someone out there who is going to understand. All right? Trying to locate that individual might not be easy. The goalies, some of us, we still maintain the mindset. We still maintain our goaliness, even if we're not, right, getting a net. So, if you're soft spoken or you're not really sure, but if you're a goalie, you really feel like you just have to say something, freaking just take a deep breath. If you're not one who, does that, just take a deep breath and just blurt it out one time in the middle of practice or something. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, you get it? Okay, try not to hold it in too much. Because if you're seeing things that maybe your team can do just a little bit that, right, helps you cover your net better. And that might help them, yes, like not get consistent turnovers or, right, like there's this one player that keeps tanking them. And as a goalie, you're seeing it. You're like, right, okay, I understand if there are some soft-spoken people, blah, blah. But if you're a goalie, if you're really seeing it and you really need your whole team to at least hear it, just, right, like, get that minute of courage. Maybe you have a friend on the team, like, yeah, the two of you, right? Just yell it out if you have to in the middle of halftime or intermission or whatever. Yeah, in like some sports with goalies, it's halftime majority, but in ice hockey, yes, they have thirds as 3 periods, so there's intermissions. Or in between periods, people, yes, but I think the technical term they use is intermission. Um, yeah, but anyway, regardless, right? If you get, just take a deep breath and just spit it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like they cannot be expecting it. They might look at you like you got 10 head, but doesn't matter. Okay. I learned that a little bit of communication as a goaltender goes a long way because your team most likely is willing to, like, oh shit, we're not covering the right, and yeah, like you're not getting the right today as well, right? You know what I'm saying? Or oh shit, we keep right. It might not be something they see while they're playing, but if you're a goalie standing still and you're right, you have that perspective. So sometimes, even if a teammate takes it the wrong way, still do it anyway, right? Once you get to be a stable, solid goalie and you know your net and you got your space, and yes, from there, you start to understand how the game is happening in front of you. And there are some things that maybe while in game your teammates aren't seeing, and it's okay. They're not, it is normal that while in game they may not see that themselves, right? This is not abnormal, everybody. Don't be thinking that they thinking like you or work like you, right? So what I'm saying is that, like, I don't know. If you're really just feeling down and out and you can't get yourself out of it, in the US you can call 988. But you, if it's like a goalie thing, you know what I'm saying? Reach out to another goalie. Try. Try to do that. Or have somebody, if you don't have internet, have somebody in your local, right? Tell a parent, tell a coach, right, that you're looking for, right? Like, right. Okay. But for me, I know I'm sick, so I can't be handling emergencies or any other kind of thing like that. But I'm always willing to listen. And if you're not really looking for advice, you just want to like say it, process it, right. Okay, well, you got it out. That's a good thing, right? You got it out. Right. So there are people like me who too sick, too old, too whatever, and haven't got other things in life going on, can't physically get a net, but yes, goalie types tend to understand other goalie types better. No matter which sport you're a goalie. Yes, there are differentiating things, but there are similar things. So if you're really struggling, please reach out to somebody. Okay, it's not uncommon, right? People they second guess themselves, they get nervous. Right? I mean, these are all normal, natural human things. Okay, now pro athletes kind of like do work to yes, put that off to the side briefly. You understand? Right, and other thing, but yes, I just wanted fellow goalies out there to know. Sometimes, if you just feel like you need to talk, you just need to get it out. You need to say it. I'm sure goalies will find in this world that there is another goalie somewhere who's willing to let you say what you need to say. And if you want advice, you can say, you got any advice? If you don't want advice, you say, it's just maybe a temporary thing. I had to say it and get a different perspective as a goalie. I'm like, I'm not seeing this wrong because it could be me. Right. You understand? Please try to reach out to somebody. Public perception is stupid. Don't pay any attention to public perception. Society doesn't know. You get it? Okay. But that's what I'm saying. I'm grateful that at young enough in my life, I had a chance to put on. Yeah, that was soccer. So I played both outdoor female soccer and I played indoor men's soccer goalie. Uh, you know, just I'm not hockey tough people. Like, don't try and build me up. Okay, you guys tried to build up someone that you see in your mind, and I wasn't healthy, so you guys were not doing me any favors, and I had to stop talking to you. And I will ask for peace orders and other things if it really comes down to certain things at this juncture. Okay. I might be hockey tough, but I'm not NHL hockey tough. But I don't really care because there's a lot of crap they need to work on. And they know they do. Right. I'm trusting the fellas to do that work. Because in the National Hockey League, the players are all males. So that is, it's safe for me to say, yep. Yeah, males, men, yep. Um, that's what I'm getting at. Like, it's kind of harder now to ask people to watch an NHL game, considering the dented couple of names scratched off, and people like Dennis Wagner doing shit, and others. Yes, you see what I'm saying? Here and there, the occasional black eye. Will you give it to yourselves? I mean, I can't help you fellas for free. Unless you're a goalie. And then I'm willing to listen. If you need to vent, if you need a sounding board, if you just need to, you know what I'm saying? Blah, 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 you know. Right? Verbal diarrhea of the volcano, but don't spew it on right innocent. Too many of you do that in life, human beings. Right. So, uh, in about an hour, I have to cut this short because in about an hour I get to meet home nurse. Hopefully that'll help me get some more consistent, reliable transportation to some doctors that I have to see. I don't have a choice. This is not my fucking choice. No, is it? Right. Uh, so try not to keep it in. There are safer, healthier ways, though, to get it out. You know what I'm saying? And so it's okay to be a human being. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, nothing. So when I see even pro sports, I know they're human beings. Okay? Sometimes I'm not expecting like great miracles because it just doesn't even make sense according to the game. Okay? The sport I know best is ice hockey, clearly. Maybe soccer, but yeah, see that's the thing is like soccer's got so many different types of like things. All leagues have slightly different rules and slightly different. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But essentially, soccer's I get soccer very well. But I wouldn't need to be explained anything. Yeah, especially goalies. Like, no, you don't need to explain shit. I know what I'm supposed to do. Let's go. Yeah, like come on, sirs. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, in some ways, it is easier for goalie because it's like, yeah, you don't need to tell me. I know. I just got to keep that thing right from going behind me. All right, I get it. They're rules, right? Try not to get hands. Yeah, penalty kicks in outdoor winter soccer when the wind changes whenever the hell it wants. Yes, with a number 5 ball. If you're a goalie and you do that, it's like, yeah. If I let this motherfucker in, then this whole fucking game is on my shoulders. That's why goalies, you try not to do that. Right. That's the one time penalty is just not something you fucking want. Right. Like fall on your face. Exactly. Like do whatever you have to do. Keep your shit right. Okay, but that's what I'm saying is like inside the box, goalies don't have to worry about a hands call. So yeah, for pretty much all soccer, all European football, yes, inside your box, that's where you use your hands. So I can't get a penalty, which is good. But others can, and there are right a few. Yep, penalties that a soccer goalie can get inside the box that yes gives the other team a penalty shot. And what I can say is that my chances, no matter what size or gender, a penalty kick in women's outdoor varsity soccer when it's a blizzard and you don't 0% chance. You as a goalie have 0% chance, right, of stopping it. So essentially, that one you do to yourself. So that's the one you really got to look out for. Yeah, I mean, outdoor soccer, especially in the winter, the wind kicks up like, hey, exactly, look, it was going this way, but then it went there. 0% chance that in those conditions, you as a goalie are going to be effective in stopping that ball. Like, right? They could have they could have like a still learning B string kicker and still have, as a goalie, the goalie has 0% chance. So that means your team has 0% chance. Yeah. So when it comes to penalties, like that's something goalies do have to consider. That other people on the team may not. Yeah, there are some things that happen, but that's the one in soccer, especially. You do everything you can to avoid, right? Because sometimes it can be the goalie that did it to you. Right? Yeah, don't be that goalie. Try not to. You hear what I'm saying? Right. Because there aren't a lot of things. It's rare, but there are a few things that, right, a goalie can actually inside goalie box get called for a penalty, in which case that's a penalty shot no matter what league you're in, right? And yeah, in certain circumstances, when I was playing women's outdoor soccer, yes, I get a, there's a penalty kick against our team. There's 0% chance, right? 0% that I'm gonna, yes, 100% chance that, yeah, kicker's gonna score. Now, sometimes the wind can work against the kicker, but yeah, the kickers at a certain competitive level know how to read the wind a little too. So, right, I mean, they consider it. You understand? It's not something they don't consider. They know. They're like, "Hey, which way is the wind blowing? Yeah, is the wind in my back or is the wind in my front?" You understand? Right. So they understand at a certain level how to read that too. 0% chance. That is the one time goalie that you just want to avoid penalty no matter what. In some cases, it might even be minor injury, but for me, I could never consider that because didn't. I played maybe 4 full seasons, different leagues without a specified backup goalie. It was just expected, right? Coach never said a word. Everybody knows where Mia goes, right? Nobody needs to say anything. Like, yeah, I know where I'm going. Right? Like, exactly. Coach doesn't even have to say. Everybody knows Mia's going. Mia's the starter. There's no other choice. In one case, there was a taller female who was a really good halfback or fullback, but because of her size and because she was fullback, if something really happened, yeah, I mean, she could go in. But she was a better fullback than goalie. You get it? Right. So it was like, I want to try and keep the, yes, you know, that was just something right. But for the males, there was a requirement to have a name, but you could have the same name twice in that league. Yes. You can have your backup and your starter and your backup the same person in that league. So as long as you filled out those 2 spots, it doesn't matter if you put the same name. So right, I was in both sides. That's a little bit more high pressure. But it worked out. But for me, the consideration was right, like let's not go for the backup if the backup is already playing. Yeah, like, right, or right. It's not that there wasn't someone who could go in. It's just that, the way things kind of worked out for 2 seasons. playing with males, that the backup, backup, right? Uh, the last resort was an assistant coach. Um, and his he learned that he didn't want to play, he wanted to coach during those seasons. So his enthusiasm to try and get out, yeah, was not there. So he did have to go in for me once. I got hit. One of those ones, yeah, the indoor suckers are number 4 balls, and they come at you a little faster. Yeah, I got like bam, and exactly. I'm staggering around like I was out drinking all night. Like, oh, what the? Oh, and then poof. Yeah, I went down like poof. I'm laying there. Yeah, give me a minute. I'll be all right. Yeah, did we win, coach? Well, so yes, I had to be replaced. I mean, there was no choice. There was no way. I couldn't get the net. I didn't even quite know where the net was. Yeah, it was. Right. But nobody checked me for concussion. All right. So it wasn't until the early 2000s that general public more knowledgeable about checking for, yes, concussion, or what to do if, yeah, you understand? I was growing up, it's not that was well known. I mean, they didn't know. If you're nauseous, they just figured once you're not nauseous anymore, you're fine. Right. So I've had medically reported concussions, 2 of them, in my life, but I'm sure I've had at least, yeah, 2 or more that weren't reported, or right. I'm grateful that through all this, I had an awareness that, yes, concussion could be. So I was a little more aware than most people to, yes, check for signs, do some things right, make, like, right. There's some things that you can look for in yourself, right? And that stuff wasn't out in the public, generally known in 1980, right? Growing up, yeah. So nowadays, the general public and the sports public are way more aware of, yes, how to quickly and effectively immediately get a person into the best position to heal and recover from a concussion with no lasting effects. Right. And the National Hockey League, I think it was like 2007 or so, yes, required that all the teams uh, have a quiet room meant for concussion. Uh, Anybody who may have been concussed, yeah, requirement. They have people checking them. Right. Nowadays, they generally don't put those people back on ice. Like, yeah, no, not that game. Right. Exactly. But whether you're a pro or you're just playing on a playground, if you feel nauseous after you've been hit somewhere, neck, head, chest, stop playing. Don't refuse. Refuse. Okay. If someone keeps trying to put, right, adults nowadays, they should know better. But if they don't, and if you're an adult and somebody's, you just refuse. Um, because like a second concussion while still recovering from the first is more likely the reason for more long lasting brain effects in sports. Right. It's more likely when it comes to concussions that if you get a concussion and you're still in that sort of sensitive recovery time and you get another one, it is likely those situations that cause the more long lasting effects that could lead to maybe chemical imbalances or uh, like brain issues that may not be easily seen on regular scans. Like if you just get a CT scan, right? That's what I'm saying. So recess, playtime, fun with the brothers, fun with the sisters, fun with the family, fun at the park, fun at pro sports, fun at rec sports. Everybody. If you get hit by something, anything, anywhere in your upper area, because, right, you can actually, yes, if you get hit in certain parts of your chest in certain ways, it can actually, yes, brain concuss you, right? It's rare, but it can happen. So anything like here up, you get hit, you feel nauseous, you immediately call for medical help. You stop doing what you're doing. You immediately stop doing it. Okay. You see somebody staggering around like they look like they've been drinking because they, right, and you know they're not, immediately they must stop what they're doing. They cannot go on, and you must try and get them some medical attention. So they have it on record so they can check, so they can, and also so a doctor can write them a note to say, okay, no, can't play until fully recovered, because second injury is probably the most likely cause of more severe damage to individuals who get concussions. I care. I care, National Hockey League. I care. For free. Without reward.